Okay, give me a pen. Do I have a pen in my house? Of course I have pens in my house. I'll use this one. Invite. Copy. Paste. Okay, Karina. Oh, there you are. Click on that link I just posted, and you should be able to hop right in. And then I will invite you in. That link will pull you into Safari or Chrome, presumably. I don't know if you're still hearing me. And then you will follow the prompts. There you are. I see you. I see you. I see you. Now I bring you on board. Add to stream. There's the top of your head. Can you hear me?
Let me see if I can turn around the camera.
Okay, you can.
I don't know how to do it.
Hit the little gear. Do you see the gear below the there you go. Okay.
Camera, front camera, back camera.
Back camera, and then you click the little X on top, and that will make it go. There, perfect.
Yay, I made it.
Yay. Now, now that you're on StreamYard, I don't hear any echo, so I think you've stopped the YouTube, because otherwise we'd hear an echo.
Oh.
So it sounds good.
Does it sound good?
It sounds fine. I don't hear any echo, so I think it's working.
Yeah, I think it's working.
Okay, good, good.
All right.
Can
you up here? Hi.
Hi. So I saw that you are telling all your friends about what we're doing here. And I just want to reread to make sure that what we're going to talk about here, does it say live stream or live session or love session? What do we have going on
I
here?
made a mistake. I actually was typing, and my nails are really long.
I
know.
So I struggle. I know.
I always have those typos that nobody wants, but suddenly
I see. Okay,
they will show up for the love session for sure.
They'll show up for the love session, and we are not going to disappoint. We will make them very happy. So, well, thank you for doing this. I've been wanting to connect with people who I follow for a while, and you were among the people that certainly know how to make use of a pen in something other than just writing. I mean, writing is fine, but you also write and you draw and you doodle and you make things pretty, and you also have really fancy fingernails.
Oh my God.
So all of that is pretty good, I think.
That's awesome.
So first of all, let me I don't know who of your followers or who of my followers are going to join me, but you and I are just going to talk for a while by ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then I may pull people in to join us. So So what is it about journaling and pens that you enjoy?
Well, that's a pretty good question. I love the fact I'm super analogic. I keep track of everything in paper.
Okay.
And as a teacher, I work with lots of to do lists and checklists and stuff, and I need to keep myself organized. So
Okay.
I keep many, many journals.
I
I
see.
have like my regular journal where I kind of write about my life and everything. And then I have my bullet journal, which is this one,
Yeah.
which I decorate and doodle. And then I
Yeah.
do my little to do list in those
I
spaces for
see.
the day.
Good. What do you teach?
I do teach dancing in a CJEP level in physical education. CJEP is the high school level of Quebec in Canada.
Okay. Oh, good. Good. AV Avicii
Mhm.
just asked if this is live, and yes, it is live. AV Avicii. Is this AV Avicii a friend of yours?
Oh my God, my memory goes really bad. Maybe I know
Okay.
that
I
person, which
see.
is
I
really
see.
good.
Maybe he's here for the Love Fest.
I know, I know.
Well, AV, welcome to joining us. I don't know if he's still in the room. I can't always tell who's still here or who isn't.
Mhm.
Um, but is there a way without causing trauma at your end for you to get the camera closer to the paper?
I will try. What happened is that I tried to organize like a little tripod here.
Okay, yeah, I
Uh,
see.
Let me see
That's
if
a little better. It's just um, I see that you've used a lamp to tape your
yes.
camera on. Good, good. Well, I mean, they're really, it's really fun to design.
Do.
There,
I don't know if you can
actually,
see
actually,
it
that's good, actually, because that's really, we see what you're
closer.
doing sort of sideways, but that's okay because we get to see, it's nice to see your fingernails up close and your pen point making the, making the, so, um, and I call you Carrie or
Yeah,
Karina or
Carrie,
what?
it's okay.
Carrie. Okay. Where are you from originally? You don't sound Canadian.
I was born in Argentina, and I
Okay.
moved long time ago here in Canada. But here it's a French province, so
I
I
see.
alternate between those three constantly, and sometimes I mess up because I don't know what language do I need to think about or talk about. So
Okay.
and change.
So you keep everyone guessing.
Yeah, that's
Are
the
are
yeah.
there language are there words that are very close in one language to another but are mean opposite things and you end up getting into trouble?
Yeah, the
Okay.
small mini differences in the
Okay.
pronunciation.
I see. I was in Italy in Rome with someone I knew, but also a bunch of people I didn't know.
Hmm.
And we were at a restaurant, and I only started studying uh, Italian just a month before
Hmm.
using these recordings, and I wanted more bread, so I said vorrei una panino, and I kept on. They said no, that's not right, and I kept on asking panini. Vorrei una panini. No, it wasn't. So they finally said, "What you're asking for is a little penis. It's it's panino. It's a little roll, is what I was asking for." But
Hmm.
I kept on saying pinino instead.
Hmm.
So it was luckily I didn't get in trouble. They thought it was very funny. Um,
So, Pierre, you are popular. You're an illustrator.
yeah,
You do calligraphy.
yeah.
Um, what else do you do? Like you're incredible. I am fascinated
Oh,
with your art, with
okay.
your uh, mix of medias. I would say you
Well, thank you.
of
I
kind.
I am trying. what I do for a living is I'm a calligrapher sometimes and an illustrator sometimes. And most of the time when I do illustrations, it's for uh, something that will be engraved an inch tall or
Mm-hmm.
put on a wedding invitation or a business card or something. And almost always I have to make the drawing that I'm doing very, very stiff and rather formal, and every stroke I make is becomes deader and deader and deader. It's not fun. Because they're so they have to be, the client seems to think they need to be so realistic or so perfect. And um I if I have to draw a house, for example, I'll say, can rather than drawing it like I'm walking up the front door, can I draw it a little bit from the side so I get to see the house in 3 dimensions?
Mm-hmm.
And can I add the tree that you have there? And can I add the shadow of the tree against the house? Because houses are pretty boring, you know,
Mm-hmm.
even if you live in a very fancy house, it can be pretty boring or symmetrical. The ones that are here anyway, are the mansions that people want me to draw are relatively symmetrical, and it's pretty boring.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so when I'm able to draw things just for myself and doodle and just have fun like I'm doing right now, I enjoy it much better. So, um,
Amazing.
and so I saw you unboxing a brand new fountain pen last
Oh
night.
yeah. I have it right here because right now it's part of my daily use. I
Okay.
ink it up with black ink, which is the
Yeah.
ink that I use the most.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate fountain pens and I would say fine instrument.
Yeah.
uh,
It's
they are
beautiful.
expensive. It is a beautiful pen.
Yeah.
Um, it is a in a Tuno pen, like you will see, it's already used.
Oh,
I
good.
inked it up and I started writing and writing and writing, and now it's in my daily sleeve, which is this
Good.
one.
Oh, good. I, yeah, you are very organized. I can tell that by what you what you have said and also what you post. And yesterday I spoke with, or was it 2 days ago, I spoke with another teacher um, who teaches history in high school in the United States, and his handle is Minimal Scholar,
Oh yeah.
MML Scholar, and he follows you. And
Hmm.
I don't know if he's going to join us later
That's
or not,
amazing.
but I had a really nice time talking with him, and he's very organized about how he has, this a journal for this and a journal for that and a
Hmm.
journal for something else, and he uses this color ink and that color ink, and they all the ink colors mean something different for
Hmm.
him. And I admire that in other people, and I hate it with myself because I can't be that organized. I don't I I I really, sometimes I have fun when I discover that I'm in a location and I'm using the pens I brought along maybe are empty by mistake. I don't know how that happened. How would that possibly happen? But what I'll do is I'll go to a water fountain and try to fill them up with water. And so I'm drawing with very watered down ink. And I sometimes find, okay, well, now that I'm doing that, or I'm using paper that really, really bleeds because I didn't bring the right tablet with me or whatever, I have fun seeing what fate caused to happen, you know. So to organize things as much as you and as much as the minimal scholar do,
Hmm.
I don't have that brain power. I can't do that.
Well,
So
sometimes you can have an organization in your disorganization,
yeah, yes,
every
that's
person.
very true. If I, even though you would never know it, my house, I do have a good memory for where I put things most of the time. And if there might be 50 pens on my various desks in the house, but I will remember that I used a certain pen 2 days ago, and I will somehow find my way to it, and
Mhm.
it's where it belongs. But I need to have a tabletop does not stay clean very often. I cleaned it all off and I think, oh, this is great. And within 10 minutes, it's completely covered with books and paper and pens and drawings that I'm working on or mistakes I make or whatever. And I need to have it be disorganized. So I have, some people have OCD, but I have ODD, obsessive disorder. I need to have things in chaos. That's the only way that I can function. So
It's acceptable.
it's,
Sometimes
well,
the OCD is not that manageable,
yes.
but the disorganization, it is manageable. You just
Well,
have to find your stuff and
yeah. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I can't find things and it really bothers me. But usually, while searching for something, I find something I forgot I needed or that I forgot I even owned. And for sketchbooks or for journaling, I love books. I love pages that I can draw in a bound book, but I never, ever, 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 hardly ever, I should say, use them in any sort of order. I just grab one at random
and
and
you.
I'll draw on it. I'll just open up to a random page and I'll draw.
Mhm,
And what I like about that is, 5 months later, I might run, or 5 years later, or whatever, I may run across that same book and I'll open it up and I'll say, oh, yes, I remember that drawing or that project I was working on. And I'll say, gee, there was something really fun about that project. Let me explore that more.
mhm.
And I kind of like that I'm reminded of things I did before. And
I
but
need to have everything organized.
but it's very, but this particular book I'm using right now, this is what I've been using
Yeah.
almost entirely for my live streams with people, because
Mhm,
usually I'm just talking about pens and I'm showing pens that I'm having and
mhm,
pens that they might want to buy. So this is the one that I'm using for this live channel. I
mhm.
also am using this one. This
Oh,
is another book I've been using. I don't know if you've seen me
yes,
talk about this, but it's a guest book that someone gave me.
oh, that's
And
amazing.
and it's a book. I have lots of old ledger books
Mhm.
and that I use because I love the paper. And this guest book is from 1907, when it
Oh,
was first started, and it was a house in Florence.
wow.
So anytime these people had guests, they would write their names, and then it goes up to the 50s,
Wow.
1954, 1955. 1960. Oh, it goes to 60.
Wow.
So let me find the last 62, 1962, 63. It went to 1963 and then it stopped. So I'm using it now and I can use this with you if you'd like. What I've been asking my visitors
Yes.
is, because a lot of these people are people that come for a dinner party.
Mhm.
And so I'm asking my viewers to tell me what 8 people total, meaning you're one of the 8, but what
Mhm.
7 people would you invite for a dinner party?
Oh,
And
wow.
they can be living or dead. They all pretend they all speak the same language. So who would you invite? I'm going to write your list down right now.
Living or dead. That's
They
super.
can be living or dead. Who would you think would be fun to have at a dinner party? They don't have to be, friends of each other. They don't have
Oh,
to be in the
wow.
same, but you want it to be a fun dinner party. So
Totally. I would totally invite Leonardo da Vinci.
Okay, let me get your name here first. So you're Karina.
Right. Karina,
It's Karina.
N.A.
Yeah,
Yes.
Karina. Okay, you're going to invite Leonardo.
Leonardo
Leonardo da Vinci.
da Vinci, totally. I would
Okay,
invite Mahatma Gandhi. Why not? Let's
Mahatma
start with
Gandhi.
Ed.
Mahatma
Mahatma
Gandhi.
Gandhi.
I
I
don't know
would
how to spell Gandhi. G
GH.
Ghandi.
I think so.
Okay, I
I like
Gandhi.
your writing. Your.
Okay,
I would invite. Let's invite somebody living. I
Mm,
would invite totally a genius creator. Let's invite Nino Marino. Why not? Now that
and
I have my Netuno, let's talk about pens. So
Nino. I don't know who this is.
Nino Marino is the person that designed this pen that I just bought.
Okay, Nino Marino. Okay, I don't
Nino
know.
Marino,
Pen designer. Okay,
pen
good.
designer.
Okay.
Um, oh, let's invite somebody controversial. Why not?
You said that you're a dancer, right?
Oh, yes, I am.
Wouldn't you invite a dancer? Merce
I would.
Cunningham or Nijinsky or someone or what?
Oh, yes.
Fred
Baryshnikov.
Astaire, Ginger Rogers. Who?
Ginger jar. Uh, yes, why not?
No,
I like
you started saying someone. I don't want to make your guess. But
Mikhail Baryshnikov.
well,
He was a ballet dancer when he
yeah, I
was
know
younger, and then
Baryshnikov.
he dedicated his life to do some acting.
Okay.
And yeah, Baryshnikov. I love Baryshnikov. I would invite. Um, let's invite
Oh, you said someone controversial. Who was that? Who?
somebody. I was going to say the Queen.
Okay.
Uh,
Her
uh,
Majesty, her Royal, her H.M.
Her
Queen,
Majesty the Queen Elizabeth.
Queen Elizabeth II, Regina,
Regina.
Regina, Regina. Okay,
Yes. I
okay.
feel controversial because right now, with all this paparazzi thing and
Yeah.
the funeral and all that stuff, it's a little,
And now that her husband is dead, she can dish the dirt, right?
yeah, totally. And
Okay, good.
it's perfect for this meeting. So
Sure.
we have the two Italians, we have one English, we have one Russian. Now we need.
We have, well, Gandhi's Indian.
Oh, Gandhi's Indian. I forgot about Gandhi. That's my second one on the list. Let's invite somebody, and Nelson Mandela from Africa. So we have mainly
Nelson
most of the continents,
Mandela.
and we're missing you. So
We're
Pierre,
missing me. You're inviting me to the
I
party.
will invite you because it's we
Okay.
need art. We need art in our table.
Except we're all
We're-
there.
That's it.
Okay,
So
good.
we have a fancy meeting,
Okay.
all of us.
Well, who are you gonna sit me next to? Am I gonna be next to? Uh, they're all men except for the Queen
Except for the Queen. Oh
and
my
you.
God.
So
I
so
let's
you want to?
let's ditch somebody.
Okay.
I need
Okay.
to I need to have a woman,
Another woman. Okay.
another woman. Okay.
Uh,
I need to have Ellen. I need to have Ellen. So let's ditch Mikhail Baryshnikov.
oh,
Yeah,
oh
why not?
no. Okay. And
I
who?
know, because we need to have controversy, and he's so good.
Okay. Well, so who are you inviting?
Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh, Ellen. Okay. Ellen.
Ellen. So
Okay.
we need comedy too. Uh,
Okay. Ellen DeGeneres. Okay. Well, good.
that's it.
Um, I think
We're set.
that would be good. And I tell you what, we're gonna have Mikhail Baryshnikov be the waiter.
Oh yes,
Okay.
big. We don't want.
Mikhail Baryshnikov is the waiter. The waiter. Okay, good. We'll just so he can still show up from time to time gracefully. Okay, well that was fun. So anyways, so I'm using this book for these imaginary dinner party things, which is kind of fun. And now we'll go back to my scribbles.
Mhm.
So where are all of our followers?
I don't know. Maybe probably having breakfast if they are here. It's too early for some people,
Okay,
especially on.
might be. Well, I've got people from all over the world that usually pop in, but the ones in America are probably a little late.
Late.
But let me just see. Oh, JP. Uh, he says, Minimal Scholar says he can't join today, but he can watch while he get ready to get a few hairs cut. Okay, great. Well, we are live now, and Carrie, do I say loves your channel?
Oh yes, yes.
Loves your uh, loves your posts as well. You two are peas in a pod. Peas in a pod. Okay. I mean, this is what's fun for me as a host, to find two people that I think would really get along well together, or be controversial with one another together neatly. And when I saw his journaling and I saw your journaling, I thought that um, where he, and I'm not saying that you don't do this, and I'm not saying he doesn't do the other thing, but your when I look at your journaling, I see you making things look pretty. Uh, and I look at his journaling and I see there's no decoration really. It's all words. And I know that he crafts words very carefully. But he has beautiful handwriting. So with him, I see words. With you, I see calligraphy or doodles or drawing, so but you both overlap, certainly. Words are important for both of you, and being neat and tidy and beautiful is important to both of you too. But I see you as overlapping only a little bit in that way. You
Mhm.
Do you follow Adventure Denali?
I do. Alicia is actually is very inspiring person for me because
Yeah.
I understand what she's going through when she journals, she writes, she is creative, and at
Uh-huh.
the same time, she's super bohemian. She
Yeah.
loves arts and music.
Yeah.
Uh,
I've been trying to get her on here for the longest time, and I say we have a lot in common. We like typewriters. We play the ukulele. We love fountain pens. And she had mentioned something in her channel about a particular pen that she treated as if it were a living being. And she said, I'm having a problem with her, meaning the pen,
the pen.
and we haven't figured out our relationship yet. And I said, yes, this is exactly the kind of person I want to talk to. And and she came on only once, not as a guest, just as a chatter. And I'm trying
Mhm.
to get her on again. But see, you and she, I think, overlap a lot more than you and Minimal Scholar do. Um,
I feel that person as my virtual sister. I would say she doesn't know about this, but
okay, well, she
I
will now.
identify myself like we were raised with the same kind of uh, family. I would
Yeah,
say
yeah,
very
no,
eccentric type.
I, I think that that's true. I mean, her, she's very much into, it looks like, based on the pictures she takes and the pictures she shows, what she includes in the pictures, and how she writes and how she treats her pens. It's the, it's very much the art of writing and the pen and it's like the tea ceremony, you know.
Mm.
It's the leather swatch that she has her pens in, the leather tied book that she draws in or writes in. It's all part of the same uh, thing that you have, you know,
Mhm.
where there are other journal people. There's a follower of mine who she buys the cheapest paper almost on the planet, and she likes it. It works well for her, but it's the her, and she does beautiful calligraphy and things like that. But the I don't see the same romance, I guess, of the journal keeper in her stuff as much as I
Mhm.
see it in your stuff, because your journals are made of really nice paper. They're not just tablets, you buy at the grocery store. They're beautiful bound
Mhm.
books. And you know, she finds lots of things very interesting. She's very much into different color inks and different kinds of pens and different kinds of calligraphy. So I'm not trying to belittle her journalingness, but in your case and with Adventure's case, and maybe a little bit with Minimal Scholar's case, it's the actual book is really
Mhm.
important as well, and the preciousness of the book, you know. So it's just, again, it's fascinating to me to see the differences between how we do what we do.
Mhm.
And they're just as diverse and varied as, what we might wear clothes wise, or what we might like to eat or cook. Um, and I really love that about the pen people that use the pens. The pen people that just collect them, I don't get
Mhm.
them. I don't
Mm.
understand them at all. And they show beautiful fountain pens that they never, ever, ever would
Use them.
even think of putting ink in them. They want them to work, but they never do anything with them. And I just want to slap them. You're missing the point. So
Exactly.
I think so.
I agree on that. Every time I get a pen, and like Alicia, she will treat the pens as
Yeah.
they become part of our life. You start writing, you start using them. If they work right away and you're able to write and draw right away, it's beautiful. If you are buying the pen just to store them, I understand why you say, what's the point of having that pen stored, especially when they cost that amount of money.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not a cheap hobby.
Singing praises. I'm just texting Alicia right now, see if she. I mean, she's in the West Coast, so she may not see this until tomorrow morning, for all I know.
It's too early for them.
Well, I got up at 3, so uh,
You are incredible.
I go to bed early though too. So
And,
it's it's just what I do. So I'm drawing flowers too. I should just turn a page
I
here.
see. I see.
I had to do uh, an awful job, or it just never ended, and the client kept changing their mind about what they wanted, and um, the size of the watercolor was changing, the colors were changing, and I finally said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it in black and white grayscale, and I'm going to add the color later as a layer on Photoshop.
Mm-hmm.
So just to make it so I could move forward, because they kept changing their mind about color and stuff. And then they started changing their mind about what kind of flowers they want. And watercolor is not something that you can erase and
Mm.
redraw. You have to start over completely. So I said, okay, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to tell me what flowers you want, not the ones that you don't want. I don't want to know what you don't want. I want to know which ones you want. And but it was just a nightmare. But and watercolor is something I don't use. And but I started watching tutorials on how to use watercolor, and I'm now kind of excited about it. So um, I'm the one good thing that happened with this job that never got finished. They decided to go with to some completely different idea that I didn't have to deal
Mm.
with, which was fine. One of the big problem was also is the mother of the bride and the bride didn't seem to want to agree on anything. And so when you have a client that can't make up their mind, it's really hard for me to help them, you know.
Mm.
Um,
It is hard,
so
especially when they start getting picky.
and when they get picky, it gets extra hard. Um, but I am enjoying working with watercolor. But now you like drawing flowers.
Hmm.
Do you keep flowers? Do you have a garden or?
I'm in Canada, so flowers are beautiful. I do keep flowers in pots during the winter, but then I bring them out, and we have beautiful bushes with flowers. I have hydrangeas, I have daisies, I have lilies,
Oh,
everything
nice.
outside. So it's beautiful. I do have a beautiful garden, not only at the front, but also in my backyard, full of trees.
Nice, beautiful.
It's super wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, with all this weather change, we had snow. I had put some flowers outside the other day. Now they are all frozen. So
Oh,
just need to replant stuff.
I I don't have a green thumb, but I have clients that have been green thumbs, and I've done drawings of their gardens for them. But I'm a tree person. I love trees, and flowers are okay. You know, I'm not really a color person. I see
Hmm.
things sort of in black and white, and I don't. So I don't have that immediate love of seeing flowers. Today I'm going out with the Urban Sketchers. Do you have that Urban Sketchers in your neck of the woods? Do you know what they are?
Yes.
Okay. Do you go out with them at all or no?
Normally, no, I do it stuff with my family. I have
Oh,
kids, a
I see.
husband, so we keep ourselves busy.
I see. Well, I don't have those burdens, those encumbrances. Uh, but but I have been really enjoying the Urban Sketchers group, and what I like about it is, I'm forced out of my comfort zone. I get off my couch and I wander around and I go to places, and um, I'm drawing things. I'm sort of placed in a location that has lots of pretty houses on it, or lots of um, I don't know, it might be a very fancy interior of a building, or have a lot of people. And I normally don't draw some of these things. So
Hmm.
I sort of am have to draw something I really don't know how to draw very well. And I end up having a good time. And so I like the fact that I'm able to draw something different than I normally would, but I don't have a client telling me to make it a different color, or can you make me look prettier? Why did you make me so old? Well, do you have a mirror? Look in the mirror. You're old. I'm a realist, you know. But I like the idea of having a little bit of control given to me, restrictions given to me, where I can start a drawing, because if nothing is more difficult for me than having a blank piece of paper in front of me,
Mm,
and I panic. I need to have the paper. I either need to have the paper sort of bent or crooked or scribbled on already, so I don't feel like I'm going to ruin it. It's already
mm,
ruined in a way, and so I like that.
yeah. I find, for example, that the pressure of working, um, especially with clients, I would say it happened to me in my dancing when I'm teaching. I am always have this feeling when I create choreographies for my students that they will not like it or they will judge the movements and they will be afraid of doing those movements or shy to showcase their movements, especially now
Uh-huh.
working online. Everything is under the length. They have to videotape themselves doing dancing.
Here, yeah,
Um, so yeah, it is the blank slate sometimes when I am zero. I don't have any idea for my class.
yeah,
And I'm like, choreography. I need to start thinking, and I go back to movements that I already have, combinations that I already done,
uh-huh.
go back to the simple. And, but, being creative and being outside of the comfort zone, it's relieving sometimes.
It is, it is, it is, it is a
It's
lot.
risky, but at the same time, at the end, it makes me happy, motivated. I get this energy back to me in a way that I was successful at that
uh,
time.
yeah. Um, you said something that made me think of something, and I know what I was gonna say. You also look like you really enjoy just the doodle, which is
Oh
sort of what
yeah.
I'm doing right now, where you're just filling up the page with gallons of ink
Nonsense.
and miles of lines that you just and your mind goes in various different directions, and it's relaxing. It's like knitting or playing with worry beads or something where
Mhm.
but it's also getting making a relationship with the pen. You're learning how the pen what limits the pen has, and you're not even thinking about it. You're just doing it. And then later when you actually do have to draw or do something, make a word, you write a word or do something with the pen, you'll already sort of know what it can do. And then you don't have to think about that. You just think about the words then, because you've already sort of driven the sports car around the racetrack a couple of times. So
Mhm.
now you know how when you have to go to the grocery store to buy the milk, you won't get in an accident because you're already connected to the machine of the car. So I can just sit here all day long and just do this, and I'd be perfectly happy. But
It is.
if but it's
People.
easy for me to do this while I'm talking. When I'm not talking and I'm just by myself, I'm not listening to the news or anything, and it's just quiet, then I think, okay, Pierre, you're wasting time. You should be doing something. But here, because I'm talking to you and learning about what you like, I'm able to, I don't think of this as wasting time to do this. But um, how many, or do you have any old pens? I can't remember whether you have any vintage pens.
I actually don't have here any older pen. I would say my oldest pen will be a Parker pen that I used to have when I was younger, but that pen never reached Canada.
Oh
And,
no.
and now, when I came here, I kind of started building up my collection again. So I don't have any vintage pen. Um, Maybe in the future I will spend money and start getting back to those old, uh, beautiful, vintagey
Yeah.
fountain
Well,
pens.
well, what I like about the old pens, which I've said many times, and you've probably heard me say, but I
Mhm,
think that the nib, the nib styles and the way the nibs are made are so much better than the modern pens. Modern
mhm,
pens are can be very smooth and they can be very they can be somewhat flexible, and but they're rarely as fine as the older ones are because they're scratchy. You know,
mhm.
they'll feel scratchy to people, uh, especially people that have never used a pen before. And it takes a while to get used to that. And then once you are used to it, you don't think of it as a negative thing. You actually learn to uh, understand what the scratchiness might tell you. The pen is sort of talking to you as you're drawing with those little
Mhm.
scratches. Um, but and also the flexibility. The modern pens um, aren't as flexible either as the older ones. So maybe what I can do is maybe I can send you a couple for you to try out if you'd like.
Oh my God, that would be awesome.
And there are a couple of Canadian people that I have sold pens to or
Hmm.
provided pens for, and um, you know, it would be nice to uh, you know send some to you as well because I think I mean you might like this pen right here that I'm using. It's
I'm
very
saying that's
very fine. You might find it immediately scratchy, uh, but I bet this is a finer nib than any of the pens you have.
I actually own an extra fine nib, which I enjoy really, really much. I love tiny, tiny. Right now I'm using an M5. This drawing is
Yeah.
big, but the tiniest the nib, the better for some type of art and
Okay.
detailing.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Okay.
when I do, especially I use finer nibs when I'm writing in my journal because the spaces, I don't know if you can see the grid here, it's really small.
Yeah. 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 I see.
So I do use a smaller nib for the writing uh,
Okay.
in those ones.
Well,
But
I'll remember that because I also I mean for me to get the lines as fine as this,
mhm,
I have to write fast, draw, you know, make the line
yeah,
fast. So to draw and to do some calligraphy where I'm making a big swoopy letter, I can get that fine line. But if I have to actually write small
mhm,
and write, the line is thicker just because I'm going
exactly.
slower. And but even so, I think that these older pens that have fine nibs are much finer than
Mhm.
what modern ones can have. Um, so let's see if anyone is responding to us. We are singing your praises 7 hours ago. JP, minimal. He sent a smiley face. I don't think he's watching. Are you watching, JP? Um,
I'm just having a great time, Pierre. This is
yeah, well, thank you. I'm enjoying it too, and I am watching. You know, you make your marks, and you hold your pen um, a little. Well, no, I guess you're holding it okay. There's some people who hold the pen really like this,
Mhm.
and I
No,
think, how
not
can you even possibly see what you're doing? You know, and
the
there
way.
there's artists that do complete beautiful drawings using that sort of grip, and I think they must have their head on the desk to see what they're doing because they can't see the
Mm.
point of the pen. um,
And right now, I don't know if you can see, you cannot see, but I am actually drawing sideways. Uh,
Oh, okay.
so I cannot, like, this will be straight for me, but
Okay.
I cannot draw straight. I need to put
Okay. You
the
need to.
notebook on the towards the right side.
Uh-huh.
I need to see. So,
Are Carrie, are there uh people that follow you on Instagram that you would like to invite on
yeah, I
my
have it.
channel to talk, the three of us talk? Or
I would like to invite Andrew. I don't know if it's Pen Friends UK.
oh
That's
yeah,
where I met you.
he's been on my show once.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
That's how I actually discovered you.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Him.
good. Well, he was on, and I like that he both draws and writes
Mm-hmm.
and likes fountain pens, and he does watercolor and stuff. Um, he's but he also seems interested. I mean, his YouTube, or rather his YouTube channel and his Instagram page is full of lots of different kinds of things. So
I
I
know.
I sometimes I sometimes think that people think that we're just going to talk about pens, which
No.
is kind of true. We do talk a lot about pens, but we also we let our mind go from all around to different places. So um, that's why I thought that Alicia would be really fun. I thought she'd really enjoy um, sort of talking about whatever
Mm-hmm.
came to her mind. Um, so um,
Yeah, Andrew and Alicia also they know each other.
okay, good.
They have done videos on YouTube together.
Oh, nice. Okay, good. I
They Andrew is also he likes watercolor. I think we met one day that he was doing a live session with watercolor
yeah,
or
I
something
think so.
like
Yes, yes, yes. Um, I am trying to invite the people on Instagram to come on here, or even to have me join them. And there were four guys. They were all. I'll just show you their drawings. They were all drawing the same thing,
that.
uh, and they were drawing Mr. They were all drawing the same building. So this was the building they were drawing,
Oh, wow.
and this guy and the person that he was drawing with are almost identical in how they draw. I'll
Wow.
show you I'll show you the here's a video of them drawing the same building at,
Oh,
at the
wow.
same time. But in the image, but look at the way the guy on the right holds his pen.
Oh, yes.
It's like
The
I
thumb.
I want to, yeah, with the thumb, and I just think, but anyway, here's the finished piece.
Wow.
So they're very, very similar. So going back to that first drawing,
Mm-hmm.
so this guy and the other guy that I showed you were drawing this building. This building was also at the same time being drawn by two other people.
Wow.
Um, and let me find their names. Elvin was one. So Elvin, see, and these guys draw much looser,
Okay.
you
Yes.
know, much sketchier, and he was drawing it with this guy from uh, this guy. So again,
Oh,
much more loose.
same building.
Same building. All four of them were drawing at the same time, and I think it was really neat that
Mhm.
they
They were getting
people,
together to do art.
yeah, that people we could go from one person to the other and see four completely different versions of the same thing, and then I tried to draw them
Mm-hmm.
in the way I did it, which I will show you how that worked out or not, um, because I drew them drawing. So, and I was drawing on my iPad. So here I'm drawing them drawing.
Oh, wow.
And and it was really fun to listen to them and to
They
go
were
from one person to the other. And so,
no,
if people are shy about coming on here on YouTube and having it be more permanent or something, I'm always willing to join people on Instagram too. If you wanted to do a live Instagram,
oh, that
we can do that sometime too. You can invite me, tell me, when you
exactly.
want to do it, and we can do it. And that might be easier for
Mm-hmm.
people to follow, rather than uh,
YouTube.
going to YouTube. So, but this was good. So, um, I'm going to get ready to sign off now, just
That's awesome.
because I need to get ready to go to the public garden and get
With the sketchers.
with the urban sketchers. So, but I really, really enjoyed this. And next time, what we'll do, if you can think of people that you'd like to invite
Mm-hmm.
here, or if you want to, I think you can get 4 people on an Instagram live stream, but the problem is Instagram on a little tiny phone is so hard to see what people are
Mm-hmm.
doing. So this is I prefer this to that. So I'm going to turn my camera around so we can say goodbye with our faces.
Just allow me a moment. I just need to learn how to do it though.
Okay.
Um,
You
so
just
wait, camera. And how I get to the front camera? There you go.
yeah, and then
And back
ju-
camera is that
there. Look at you. There you are. I just saw the top of your head before, but now I get to see all of you. Oh, good. Well, thank you for doing this, and let's plan on doing this again. I will think of people that I think, other than Alicia and Minimal Scholar, who you might really intertwine nicely with, and
right.
maybe I can suggest people, and then vice versa. You think of people who might enjoy coming here too.
That's amazing.
Okay.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Pierre.
Nice meeting you. And I'll try to get 2 or 3 pens I can send to you.
Oh my God. Thank you so
Okay.
for having me. Take
Yeah.
care.
Bye bye.
Weekend.
Bye.
Bye.